to ask you to
Yeah.
okay. Just going to ask you to tell us your name. I know that. I know.
Walt Scram from Herkimer.
So tell us how you started in the Army. How old
Well, I think I was about 22, and I was drafted. And May in 1940, I was drafted, and they sent me to Fort Belvoir for my training. It was engineer training, so I went through, learned how to blow up bridges and how to make bridges and how to set a bomb off. We had to go out and set a bomb up, and we couldn't run away from it. We had to walk away from it. So, and then after the training I had there, we went to MacDill Field in Florida, the airfield, where our outfit was formed. 941st was formed, and it was going to be a topographical company. So while I was there, I used to go in town every day to learn how to make maps. And then after that, we shipped to Kilmar and ready to go overseas. And we came overseas and landed at Casablanca. And our outfit was there, and they sent 6 of us up to Algiers to the headquarters, Air Force headquarters. And so we stayed there until our outfit moved up. And when our outfit moved up, the head one of the Army or Navy or Army Air Corps wanted us to be transferred over to their place, and if we were, we were going to be lieutenants. But our captain wouldn't let us go, so we stayed in Algiers in a big 3-story building and started making our maps. And we had a gun up on the roof, anti-aircraft gun, and I was in charge of that. So, and the Germans used to come over about 3 or 4 times a week. So this one night, they came over and they blew up a barracks just above us. South African troops and killed 300 of them. And then one other time, I'm up on the roof, and one of the Germans came over the plane, and somebody jumped out in a parachute, and all the lights were on him. He's coming down, and then all at once, all the guns in the harbor just boom, and he just disappeared. So, so then from there, we went to Tunis, and a battalion was formed there. We joined the 540th Engineer Battalion, I guess that's what it was. And I don't know, you want me to tell me the story about Roosevelt?
Yes.
Well, I was in the drafting department, and all at once my captain called me and another guy out, and somebody made the maps. There was four of us, and then we was talking to the intelligence agent, and he briefed us. He said, "You're going to make a map from these people are coming in, and I want you to make a map, and with all the." They had outlined all the buildings and they wanted in the map. All but one didn't have any address on it. So we was in there. We couldn't even tell our own captain or nobody. We stayed in there, so we worked all that day and all that night until half a day next day and got the maps out. And we were supposed to destroy everything. We couldn't keep one or nothing. If they told us if anybody got hurt, they're coming after us. So we couldn't keep anything. So that next day they had to go down to the airfield and stand, and all at once the president come flying in, and he went by us in a Jeep, and General Eisenhower was in the back of him when he went by us. So we had a good idea who it was going to be, but we couldn't tell anybody. So, so that's what happened in Tunis. And then from Tunis, we went over into Italy. And Bari, Italy. We was there for a while. Then we moved up near the Air Force where they were, so we could make maps for them. So they'd go over and bring back maps, or bring back the information that they wanted us to bomb on, and we'd have to make the target and put the targets on the map and give it back to them. So we did all that till after the war was over. So.
Now, did you make some close friends doing that? You weren't seeing direct combat yourself?
No, no. The only combat we saw was in Algiers when they come over and bombed us about 3 times a week. They knocked out a lot of buildings, but that's the only combat I was in, really.
Did they have to move you a lot because they were knocking out the buildings?
No, well, the building we went in Tunis was all bombed out, most of it. And we took over that building, but I don't remember too many of them. We didn't get hit anyhow. So
Now, when the president came over, you were talking about when Roosevelt came over.
yes,
And you saw him go by.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to presume that they had to make that a very protected area.
oh yes, oh sure.
So was that after bombing had occurred, thinking that then the Germans wouldn't come back in?
Well, this was, wasn't that much bombing. While we was there, they invaded Sicily. So that's when the bombing stopped. So when he came over, there wasn't any bombing at that time. And then they conquered, when they conquered Italy, then we moved over. Yeah.
What was he there for that time? What had he gone over for?
He said he was going to go to Germany and meet with some other ones. They said, I don't know. That's what we were told. But there was all kinds of generals and lieutenants and majors and all that on the map. And so they was having a conference there. Then they were going over to Germany. That's what we was heard. So that's what happened.
Before you went over, you said you were drafted.
Yes.
What did that feel like?
Well, I expected it. See, I expected to be drafted, and I was willing to go myself. I felt like, to help my country, I was willing to go. Yeah.
Do you think that was a general feeling among people then?
I don't know, but I felt good about it because what was happening, I wanted to fight for the country, so that's why I was glad I got drafted.
A lot of your buddies from this area drafted as well?
Yeah, oh yes, a lot of them. Yeah. And I had a cousin that got killed over there flying, and during the invasion he was in, I guess. Yeah.
Now, how was life before you were drafted? What was life like here in the Mohawk Valley before then?
Well, I graduated from Morrisville, and I tested milk from farmer to farm, going around and staying with them, testing milk. I'd done that a year, and then I went into the arms. They needed people, so I went into the arms, and I was in the arms just a year when I was drafted. Well, I lasted 2 days of getting a pension, 400 some bucks. So I had the minister write a note, and somebody else signed it, and I went down to the induction, and I showed them the letter, and they sent me right straight back. So I went over to the arms and stayed there 2 days. They said, don't do nothing, just to get my money. So, yeah, that was nice of them. Yeah.
So what about your family? Family here before you were leaving. I mean, did you have a family here?
Oh yeah, I lived with my mother and father, and I had 2 brothers and a sister. Yeah, they were here. Yeah. In fact, my youngest brother was only 18, and he volunteered, and they turned him down because he had a heart problem, so they wouldn't let him go in.
So how did you keep in contact with them during the war?
We wrote letters, yeah, and they sent me letters in there, so that's how we kept in contact. Yeah.
What was morale like? Where you were doing this map work, and what was the morale like?
Very good. I thought it was good. We had very good. The morale was all good. We had one guy wanted to come home though. He shot his hand. He's on guard. Shot his hand. He wanted to come home. They think he'd done it on purpose. So he wanted to come home and get a pension, I guess, or something. But they wouldn't let him go. They made him stay there. They told him if he went home, he wouldn't get any pension. So he stayed there. Yeah.
When you were writing letters back and forth,
Yeah.
What did you find most encouraging?
Well, I just told him I was all right. That's about all. I always asked them how they were and how they were doing.
So, total, how long were you in the service?
I went in 1940 and got out in 1945, December 45, about 3 years, a little over.
So, when you came back, did, what was it like?
Well, I tell you, I was glad to get home. But it was a good feeling just to get back home and see the family because my father had been sick, you know, and he had heart problems, and I didn't know if I was going to see him again or not. But he was still here. And but I remember one night I went to the theater, and I'm coming home, and all at once I jumped. I thought somebody was going to hit me because you had to be careful over in Italy and over there at night. If you're out, somebody would hit you. And they had been hitting, hurting the GIs, a lot of them. So I remember that night, boy, I was jumped like a dickens because I thought somebody was going to hit me. That was right after the war. Yeah.
How long did that take to wear off?
Not long, about a year, I guess. I've had that feeling about a year, I think, something like that, or 6 months.
Do you have, when you look back, what are some of the worst things that you remember about it?
Let's see, worst things. Well, I think I worried that we were going to get hit with a bomb. That was, you know, because they were coming over bombing us. That's what I was worried about most of the time, that they were going to bomb us because they knocked out that troops up just above us, you know. So that bothered me. Yeah. And when we got in Italy, they didn't bomb us, but one time the plane come over, they left a message that you're going to bomb us. We were the mapping outfit, they were going to bomb us. So a plane did come over one time, and our soldiers, Air Force, knocked it down. So I don't know if it was meant for us or not, but we had a warning that it was going to come after us. Yeah.
Well, what about celebrations when the war ended? Do you remember anything about celebrations when the war ended?
Not really. Of course, I didn't get right home. See, I was over there. Well, they sent me up north to the Air Force base, and I hung around there for about 4 or 5 weeks. And finally, the captain came down. He says, "I got to give you a job." He says, "You can't let you hang around here doing nothing." So he made me sergeant and mess sergeant. So I was in charge of the mess hall. And I remember they had German soldiers there too. And I had about 6 of them in a tent that stayed there, and it worked in the kitchen. And our American soldiers were supposed to come in and get fed first. And I remember this one time, all the German troops were up ahead. And I got out and I ate them out. And I told them, I said, "You're not supposed to, you know, you're supposed to be last, so get out of here." And so our soldiers were supposed to eat first. And the ones we had in for the cook, they went down to cook and helped us in the kitchen. I come along one morning, they were all sleeping in there. Boy, I jumped on them. I couldn't speak Italian, but I tried to. And they all jumped up and went in. So then after that, I left. I was there about 6 months, 3 months, and we left for home.
What was the homecoming like?
Oh, well, I landed up in Utica. From New York, I went right straight to Utica, and I got off the train and started walking out. All at once, I see my mother and my dad and my sister there. Oh, was I happy to see that? I think that was the happiest day I ever had. Yeah, I run and kissed them, and that was the happiest day, I think, just to think that I was home to see them. Yeah.
So after that, tell us how you built your life after that when you got home. And
Well, let's see. What did I do? I went to work for the village. I got a job for the village. I was in the in-and-out shop, and there was 2 guys in there, and they said they're looking for somebody over to the municipal. And there was 2 guys that went ahead of me, and they didn't get the job. So I said, well, I'll try it. So I went over and I got a job with the municipal. And I worked there for 14 and a half years. Then Nargamock bought us out, and I went to work with Nargamock. Yeah.
did you have a family?
No. But I don't know if I want to tell you this or not. But I married when I was in New York City, ready to get over. My girlfriend came down, we got married. And she came back home. And never got a letter from overseas at all. I used to send letters. I sent letters to her. Never got a letter from her. So when I got home, she was up to Utica working. She was in a store, and I walked in. She come running down. I said, "Oh, wait a minute." I said, "We're getting a divorce." So I got a divorce. Then a year later, I married my wife, a beautiful woman. We had like a month of 50 years together. Yeah. So she passed away about 5 years ago. So.
But did you share these stories with your wife?
My wife, yes. Oh yeah.
So you speak of them fondly. They're your stories, your memories from.
Oh yes. Yeah.
What would you tell young people now? Look at the situation we're facing
I know it.
right now. What would you tell young people right now?
Well, I think I wouldn't tell them. I would tell them they should be okay to go in the service and fight for your country. If they're any kind of a citizen, feels anything towards the United States, I would do that. But I hope we don't have to go to war myself. I just pray every day that we don't have to go. So some of those boys might get lost, but I think it's their duty to, if they're called to go in the service, if they're Americans anyhow.
So it was worth it.
Yes, yeah. Did I tell you about how I was going to be a lieutenant?
Tell me how you were going to be a lieutenant.
Well, I didn't tell that story.
Okay.
Well, I was sergeant of the guard. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I?
You told me, but not on camera, so tell me again.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I was sergeant of the guard, and I was going to be a lieutenant directly. See, all I had to do was take the physical, and I was a lieutenant. So I happened to be on guard duty, and the next day I was going to take my physical. So I was standing in the guardhouse door, and the young fellow who was in charge of the gate stood there, and a jeep load of lieutenants come up. And he was going to let them through. And I said, wait a minute. I said, you guys got your pass? We don't need a pass. I said, then go back. Then you don't get through. So the next day, I had to take a physical. And one of them guys was a doctor, and he told me I had heart trouble. So somebody else took my place, and of course he got killed. It might have been the Lord's will there. I don't know if I didn't make it anyhow. But so I went back to the sergeant, and I told him, I said, look, if I got heart trouble, send me home. I want to go home. So I want to see my family before something happens. So they sent me to the general hospital, and a general or a major and a lieutenant examined me. And when I got through, they said, who the H ever told you had heart trouble? And I told them. So I didn't get, which was good, because this fella got killed. He had to go somewhere, and that was, I don't know if my fortune or not, or his loss. It's too bad he got killed, though, as far as that goes. Yeah.
Sometimes things happen, we just don't.
I know it. You don't know. Yeah. No. You don't know if the Lord was in it or not. You know, you think about that. Yeah.
I'm sure, you were one of the people that was saved in the long run,
Yes, right.
So
yeah.
when you came back, I'm sure you must have questioned that some?
Well, yes, I did. I think, you know what? I said, I'd like to meet that lieutenant again. I would thank him for what he done. That's how I felt. Yeah. Because he really saved my life. Yeah. Oh, and I know that when I went in to talk to the major who was in charge after I got through, and he knew all about it. I don't know. And he said, Sergeant, he said, you've done a good job. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I see here that you actually wrote all this down in
Yeah.
the book,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why
Right.
don't you tell us about what you wrote down, the things that are in your book?
Well,
You can pick your book up.
I don't know. I put so much stuff down. I got here in 1938. There's military organization with the best annual photographics will win the next war.
Why don't you just tell us the kinds of things that are in there, and then we'll let the camera look at it.
Yeah, all right.
We have some great.
Oh, I got some pictures in here of the general, or I mean Roosevelt. I got pictures in here of him, and somewhere in here, and pictures of him, and I got pictures where we were stationed and all that. And I got pictures of our outfit, and
You have a good picture of you in there from that time?
well, I just went by one, I guess.
Okay.
Somewhere's there. I don't know where it is, but I don't know what I've done with it.
Okay, well.
Well, it's in here somewhere. I just went by it
Okay,
here.
tell us
There it
what
is.
else oh,
There it is.
That's you?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I
What
got.
else is in there? Letters, you said?
Oh yeah, I got letters from. Oh, that's another picture. I got letters from my mother and different people I knew back here, and I wrote them letters, and I always kept them. So, but my dad never wrote much. He wrote one letter I got from him. He wrote. Of course, my mother wrote 2 or 3 times, and my sister was writing all the time. So, yeah.
So you knew what was going on back home?
Oh yeah, they kept me informed. Yeah.
What
yeah.
kind of things were the most striking things that were different then than they are now?
What do you mean? Here?
Yeah, what life in the Mohawk Valley then? What was so different about it?
Well, I tell you, this drinking problem. It seems so all the time. They're catching people drinking, and which years ago when I was young, you know, that wasn't going on like they are now. So it's tremendous. I mean, so many people are getting arrested and for drinking, and there were so many killings too. I don't know why, but you pick up the paper and somebody's killed here, somebody's killed there, and I don't know. A lot different than it used to be, I'll tell you that, when I was small. But so.
What do you think were the biggest sacrifices people made for the war effort? Do you remember some of them?
Well, I know some of them I was with, they were married. They had to leave their family and go over there. That was quite a sacrifice, I'll tell you that. For some of the guys I was with had children back home, and wives and back home, and that was something. Well, even just visiting your family, being over there was something, you know. Yeah.
Now, what going on back home, what were they doing for the war effort? Did you hear about some of the things they were doing back home for the war effort?
My mother went to work in a clothing shop, I guess, something like that, yeah. And my brothers, they were just in high school yet, yeah. So. And my dad, he worked at the Rand. He went over to, my dad always raced horses, trotters and pacers around, and he went over to Rand and worked during the war. Yeah. So.
What do you think people did more of during that time? What was life like for people in general?
You mean back before the war?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It seems so everybody had a job back then. You know, they all had work going for themselves and like that.
Did they eat differently?
Huh?
Did they eat differently? What kind of things did they eat?
Back then? Well, we ate regular.
Somebody told me, yeah, I used to eat better food, more vegetables. And
Well, yeah, I guess we did, yeah.
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 Less convenience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That the schools were a little different.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, schools were a lot different. Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
We were talking about the rationing and things that was going on during the war.
Oh yeah, yeah. I came back well, that's when it was. When I went down, was inducted. I got a pass to come back, And gas was rationed, I remember. You had to have a coupon to get gas. And I remember I went down here to the gas station, and I drove up, and he didn't even ask me for a what you call it, what do you call them, the ration card. He didn't even ask me that. He just filled me up and didn't charge me because I had my uniform on and everything, and he didn't charge me. He just let me go. He even gave me the gas free. Yeah, that was something.
Did people treat the military men a lot that way?
Now?
Then?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yeah, yeah.
Special.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when you come home, yeah, yeah. You had your uniform on, especially they always looked up to you and said good things to you. Yeah, that made a difference.
You have to be more proud of what you had done.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I don't understand some of these people are complaining about the military. It isn't their fault they're over there, you know. And I just pray and hope they don't have to go to war. I hope that the Lord does something to end it. But some people disrespect the military now, which is, you know, they're fighting for their country. They shouldn't.
Is that what you would want passed on to young people?
What's that?
That they shouldn't complain about the government or what? What would you say to young people, kids?
Well, I think they should respect the government. You know, that we got a free country here. Of course, you can say anything you want, but you ought to realize what a great country this is, and how we have our freedom too, like other countries don't have. You know, so they should respect the government, really, and the Army, Navy, whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about if we have Wade take a look at that?
Yeah.
That book. Why don't I'm going to get this stand over
Oh,
here.
okay. All right.
So that he can take a look at it. This is so amazing, Wade. Let's put it up here.
I don't know if you can find that pictures in there or not.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find that picture,
right,
and then
maybe
I'll
you-
tell you, kind of lean over and see it.
All
And
right.
If I scoot it back, I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No,
but
no,
I'll
that's
scoot it
all
back
right.
So it's in the light. For
Yeah.
you. And this is the stuff
What-
that Walter put together. It's huge. Look how thick it is.
Yeah.
Are you able to get it? Yeah. I think the stuff inside is really the. You want me? Can I open the page? Okay. Okay. Okay, there's a nice picture of you when you were young. Oh, this is interesting at the beginning. Let's see, what is this first thing? Mediterranean Allied Photo Reconnaissance Wing.
Yeah.
1938.
Mhm.
Organization with the best aerial photo reconnaissance will win the next war. Memo from 1944. A captured German divisional order said, enemy aerial reconnaissance detects our every movement, every concentration, every weapon immediately. After detection, smashes every one of these objects. Interesting.
We took a picture of Hitler's hideout
Did you?
for the Air Corps,
Yeah.
and we thought they was going to bomb it, but they never did. But we had a
But
picture.
you had a picture of it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't got it,
Let's see.
but I haven't got it. But
Now this is a shot of you. It tells what it is. This is a shot of him. This is Walter. The day it started. December 7th, 1941.
Mhm.
Tell me about Pearl Harbor. You remember what happened?
I wasn't to Pearl Harbor. I was just in Africa and Italy.
Do you remember the reaction, though?
Well, we were on our way. We've been over there 3 years, and we were on our way over there to fight, or to take pictures, whatever. And we was in the Panama Canal, and the war ended. So we got dispersed, got out. But we were on our way over there, and then we've been over Africa and Italy 3 years. Yeah.
Let's see what it was.
I don't know if you can find that road. They're sitting.
Germans air raid over Algeria. Oh, that's an earring? Is that what that picture is?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's a picture of an earring.
I gotta take it.
Do you?
Pending.
Right here. That's when his Jeep was going by. Now, you said MacArthur was in the back, right?
No,
Or
Eisenhower,
Eisenhower, I'm sorry.
Eisenhower, General
I'm sorry, wow.
Eisenhower.
That was the time when he was there?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's when we made the maps for him, and
right.
then they
Right.
had a review over the airport the next day.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry, Ms. Carroll, I was just gonna let her get some tape on.
Okay, no problem.
I'll get that picture again.
There's your orders of induction. There's so much good stuff in here. It's too bad we didn't have time to shoot so much more of it. That was in it when you were in Africa,
Yeah, yeah,
1943.
yeah.
Does it seem like that many years ago?
Well, yes, I think so. Now,
Okay. You can name whichever one you want.
I'm sorry, this is
Turn
the,
it just a little bit towards me.
all right,
There you go.
that's Roosevelt. Coming through in the Jeep.
that was in Africa.
Mm-hmm. He was visiting Africa at that time. Why don't you, while he's taking a picture of that, would you just quickly say what that was about? I know you told me the story, but could
Yeah.
you just say it quick?
Well, he came over there to have to.
Wait, can I stop you a second?
Yeah.
Would you say President Roosevelt? Say his name.
Oh, okay. President Roosevelt came over to Africa. They're having a get-together with other countries, and so they stayed there at Tunis for a while. And while he was there, we had a review at the airport there, and that's him coming down the field with General Eisenhower in the back. And,
That's terrific. Let's see. There was some very terrific. This is a great shot, Wade. This is the men. 39 more area men leave for war, which is great for the area. Slant on this. Just keep it kind of straight up. This one. Actually, Walter's right in the center there. Which is nice.
Just put your finger there.
Yeah, this one right here. This one, Walter.
Alright. Just gonna zoom out.
May 29th, 1942.
Alright.
That's from the Evening Telegram, that one. Okay. This was a picture. This is Walter's picture right here. There's another one when he was over there. I don't know which is better to use. Maybe that one?
Mm-hmm.
Walter, why did you write this story out? Why did you write this book?
I don't know why. I just had a desire to go over what I'd been through, really. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Carroll.
It's okay.
This camera and I are gonna have to go outside for a minute.
I don't know. I wrote another book too, just about my history and everything, but they didn't want to print it, I guess. So, so I don't know. I just got in the habit of writing. I liked it. Yeah.
You need to pass it on. You need to make sure that people have this to archive. I mean, do you have any nieces and nephews? Or
Oh yeah, I got 2 boys and grandchildren, great grandchildren.
Good.
Yeah.
Well,
One more time, just a second. I'm having a problem with this.
you told all the stories to your family?
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you tell them the stories?
Well, I don't know when I got home. I guess you know.
right away. Well,
Well, no, when the kids are growing up.
Service record. Let's see, there was another one. We got you, the president. Casablanca. What is this one now? British president.
Well,
This is Churchill. There's you. There's one of Churchill here. And
Yeah.
there's one of, is this you with a buddy up here?
that's my brother. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
you and your brother. Okay.
We don't want to take that one.
No, not that one. Not the.
See, I got.
Let me start up top there.
It's in the Ukraine. Yeah, that's Walter and his brother.
I see. I got.
Now, is that taken on a leave, or before you left, or when you came back, or what?
On a leave. Yeah. Yeah.
Now you want me to go down and get Churchill?
Sure. This is an AP picture. Where did you get that photograph?
Which
They're the newspaper clipping.
Which one is that?
This one,
Oh,
the one
I-
of Churchill.
Oh, yeah. I think, I don't know, I'm not sure, really. I don't know where I got it. We're not talking, are we?
No, it's all right. He could hear that, but we won't.
Oh,
I was just curious, because it doesn't
I'm not sure.
doesn't look that old.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It looks like, did you get it after the fact, or was it probably?
You know, I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I was just thinking it doesn't look yellowed enough to be that old.
Yeah. You know, well, that book has been quite a while I've made it, so
Yeah,
it had to
well,
be.
I'm sure it wasn't too soon either.
Yeah.
Let's see. Take some shot of the letters, would you mind if we did that?
No,
How about if we do that way just for cutaways?
Yeah.
Let me just see. Headquarters, Casablanca, staging area. State. I'm just trying to find the things that would be there. Let's see. Is this one of the maps you worked on?
Huh?
Sicily?
Yeah.
You did this map? Explain, you can explain.
Well, I'm just wondering if there's another one better.
Venus, Sicily? I think there's another better one back in there.
Yeah.
I can help you lead through there.
I don't know.
Oh, is that a better one, you think?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
The Sicily one works pretty well. You can take them both, okay?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
Put a little thing in this
Yeah,
and we flip
yeah.
over. Yeah, take this one only because the shape of this is
Oh,
so
I see.
interesting.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
recognizable
yeah,
to people.
yeah,
And
yeah.
to think that you had actually made that map.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you get in on it, I'm going to have you explain it so the camera can hear the explanation.
Well,
Wait just a second.
That
Tell me what-
that is, the Air Corps goes over and takes pictures first. So they take that picture and they bring it back to us, and then we pick out, they tell us what targets they want to bomb, so we'll pick out the targets and make a circle for them. I don't know, I think there might be some in there with that on it, I'm not sure.
Okay. Let me see what else is this one. Is this the one that has any circles on it? What is this in here? Is this just part of?
I think that's Rome, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Rome. Yes.
Yeah, Rome.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm just gonna.
I thought I had some better pictures than that, I don't know.
Tents and things.
No, it's fine.
The president, Africa, the Africa shot. I think you have some more in here.
I think they might have some more somewhere, so I'm not sure.
This one, it's a nice picture of you.
Wait a minute.
Those are some nice maps. There's one.
Oh, I thought I had some more. I thought I had some of it.
Circles with the extra circles on them.
Yeah.
These have circles, but I don't know if those are little. They're little.
Yeah, no. Oh, boy.
There's one.
Oh,
there.
here. There's
Okay,
one.
does this have to be turned, this has to be turned the
Yeah,
other way,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
This has the actual places mapped out on it, wait, although it's hard to see if I turn it for you. I'll just hold this end up.
Okay, I'll
I
get
don't
out
know
of
if
it,
you
get
can-
out.
sorry.
Want me hold it?
It's okay there, no, it's okay, I can do it right from here. And you can see there are places
Yeah,
circled there.
yeah,
So this was a bombing map.
yeah, yeah. We make them out for the Air Corps and they'd use them. Yeah.
We just do something a little different here.
Okay.
I use this camera, tripod, okay.
Let's see if, I was just gonna see if this had,
Those
got a-
other ones.
well, we looked at that one, didn't we? I guess that's,
You didn't see
I
any
guess
of
that's,
those,
no,
no,
I
no,
guess
they
that,
didn't have the
I
circles
guess
and
that's the best
they
one.
just had
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
the
yeah,
maps,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
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 well, at that time you did so many,
I
right?
know.
There was just,
Oh, yeah,
all the
you know,
letters, we just would like some shots of the letters. Lois and I hung up our stockings for Santa. I'm a big boy. I weigh 41 pounds. Lois walks alone. Isn't that the sweetest thing with kisses and hugs?
yeah.
You must have loved getting that.
Oh, I did, yeah. I used to stay at their house when I tested milk. I'd stay at their house and go on to the next place.
I'm going to have you step back one step because you've got some shadows on there.
Oh, has
Just
he?
be careful of the edge here, don't
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Yeah, actually, if you wanted to come down here, you can.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Isn't that a cute letter? It's adorable. Okay, let's see if we got some other ones here.
My mother's is, way up to the front, my mother's
Yeah,
is.
there's-
The first one, I think. Or my dad's.
Oh, you have so many wonderful ones. You kept them all, I can see. It's too bad you didn't come home for Christmas. I can see how you feel, but you can get a pass. You ought to come home. I've never met your mother, Walt. Who would have written that
I
one?
don't know who. It's got to be signed somewhere. Who's it?
It's so different from Woolworths. I work in the men's department. Believe it or not, most of the customers are fussy old women.
I wonder who that is.
it doesn't
Next
say.
page will probably tell you.
Walt had sent me a lovely compact. It's some girl.
Oh, I know. Just, yeah, there it is.
As ever,
Robin.
Robin.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that one's from Robin, huh?
Yeah, she lives up in Utica.
Oh, so Robin's still around, huh?
No, she passed away.
Oh, she
Yeah.
must have done. What about this one? Is this the one that came from your mother?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
V-mail. There's the V-mail thing he was talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
That's kind of neat, because I had never heard of that.
Have you?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, what are you going to do? You make a book of these? You put these in? Or how do you do?
Television program.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
And we'll put these pictures in so if there's a part of you talking about, oh, I would get letters from my aunt or my mother,
Oh.
and they were V-mails.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then we would actually show a picture at the same time.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll just get one more because we can dissolve letters in and out. It can be to or from anyone. Here's here was another one. Dear Walt. This is from your niece. This one's a cute one. Says niece on the top.
Does it? No. I haven't looked at it in quite a while.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, I saved them all, put them in.
Mhm.
Let's see what I got in the back here. that we can include. Fall of Berlin, mass surrenders. This is just you were documenting what you found out about it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lost nearly a million. You have the whole thing documented. I would love to be able to read this. Are you going to give this to a library or something so they could keep it?
Well, I wasn't. You know what? I sent it away. I wanted it printed, they wouldn't print it.
Oh, this you were there. This is from Sunday, April 14th, 1945. This is from the Stars and Stripes when you were there. Hundreds were killed. This is that bombing. Is this that bombing you were talking about? Because it says, I was there at the time. These shots
Yeah.
are from Saturday, April 14th, 1945.
Yeah, yeah.
Hundreds were killed and more than 1,000 persons were injured when an American ammunition ship blew up on Monday
Yeah, they had a ship over there that blew
in
up.
the Barry Harbor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was in Italy, Barry. Yeah.
I don't know if you can get that way. I don't know. Those are incredible pictures. We get in better pictures of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll grab that. I'll put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I don't want to lose it.
Is there anything else that you think is really an important thing that you remember?
Well,
getting in
I was trying to find
here? You'd love to.
a picture. I don't know.
There's some pictures of you. This was,
That's not me. That's
no.
Italy.
Yeah, I was just wondering what it was about. Certificate of Appreciation, World War II Memorial. Who are these? These are people in one of your divisions or one? Rochester,
Yeah.
this under New York. You can see his name in there.
I think that was the battalion we was in.
The battalion?
Yeah. Some of them I didn't know because they didn't know the outfit, but.
Oh, cool. Wow. You all set with that one?
Mhm.
Those are all Italy things, letters, Italy. Things that looks like you may have written.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Things that-
yeah.
I think we've got just about the kinds of things we need. Now, what's this? This is your family?
That's my son's family, yeah.
It's your son's family,
Yeah.
that night, in 1994.
That's our,
Beautiful family.
I just missed the one that we got married.
Oh, there's your wife, huh?
Yeah, turn that back a minute, one, this way.
Carol,
This one.
wait a minute.
What? What's the matter? I don't see your tally light on.
Can we go back to that sheet?
Yeah, the last one? Okay, oh, there's your wedding picture. Go to the other one if you can. We'll take that one again. So we have some good things to put in here. Well, I would love to read all of your book. That's
Wow.
wonderful. Make sure somebody keeps that and passes it
Well,
down so
that's
they all
what, I'm keeping
read
it, so, yeah.
It's an
I should have-
incredible moment.
I should have that copied over, so, for the other,
Yes.
for one of my boys,
Yes,
maybe,
that would be great.
yeah.
Hold it, I'm not,
But this is
man, I'm not having
what?
a good day here all of a
What's the
sudden.
matter, Wade?
I'm not recording.
What happened?
My mind is going, I'm going nuts.
Yeah, I don't see any tally light unless you
No,
turned it
now I
off.
am. Oh, I hate this camera. I hate this camera.
Wade. Pray instead of stripping at it.
commit or is he gonna?
Give her the blessing. I know you're
Well,
not
I'm
really.
gonna give a blessing.
Now, do you work in the studio here?
I teach here, yes.
Oh, do
I
ya?
teach broadcasting.
Oh, do you? Oh, yeah. Well, they got quite an outfit in here. I didn't,
Yeah.
over here, haven't they?
We do. We have an amazing outfit here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who that is, he looks familiar.
Okay, there's the last one. We just have to do the last one that we had here. Where's the list?
They just went by it, didn't you?
I think it's right there.
Oh,
That was it, right there. It's got your name on it. People locally. There. I think we're done.